You didn't stumble across this message by chance. Something in you, something deeper than your conscious thinking, guided you here. And there is a very specific reason for that. A meaningful shift in your love life has already been set in motion, and this message is part of that unfolding. There is a reason this found you at this particular moment in your life, and it has nothing to do with coincidence. This is not random content floating in front of you. It is a direct response to something your own soul has been quietly broadcasting. Over the past few days, or perhaps the past few weeks, you may have been carrying a strange feeling you can't quite name. A subtle restlessness sitting somewhere in your chest. A soft kind of pressure, an inner stirring. A sense that something significant is nearby, even though you can't point to what it is or explain it clearly. Your logical mind may have no category for it, but something in your heart knows that things are beginning to move. You may have noticed sudden shifts in your mood that seem to come from nowhere. Old memories rising to the surface unexpectedly. A quiet sense of anticipation, like you're waiting for someone whose name you don't yet know. It can feel like standing close to a door and sensing a knock before it actually comes. I want you to hear this clearly. You are not making these feelings up. You are not manufacturing hope or fear without a real source. What you are experiencing is a real signal. It is your inner awareness responding to a change that is already in motion. Your soul tends to sense things before they show up in the physical world. Right now, your intuitive side is registering what the universe has already confirmed about the direction your love life is heading. As you read these words, something is actively working behind the scenes. Quietly and carefully, events are being arranged that will mark a turning point in your emotional life. This message reached you today because it holds something that belongs specifically to your story. There is a person in this world who is being guided step by step toward a place where you become the center of their life. Not in an obsessive way, not out of desperation or fantasy. What is coming is something far more grounded than that. This person will experience being with you as arriving somewhere they've been searching for without realizing it. You will feel like peace to them, like truth, like a place where their most honest emotions are finally safe. Because of what you've been through before, your mind may try to protect you from receiving this. Old disappointments have a way of whispering that anything this meaningful can't be real, or that it's meant for someone else, but not for you. You may find yourself questioning whether this is just a comforting thought that will fade like the others. But consider this. Every difficult stretch you've walked through, every lonely night, every moment when patience felt like it was running out, all of it has been part of something larger that was quietly shaping you. You were not waiting for nothing. Not a single bit of the pain you've carried has been wasted. Each experience refined you and prepared you to be able to truly receive the kind of love that actually matches who you are. What is coming is not a surface-level romance or ordinary affection. It is a connection that will challenge and expand what you've believed about love up until now. Before this can fully arrive in your physical reality, something important is already happening on the other side. There is a quiet and intense process taking place in the life of the person being brought toward you. A deep inner transformation is underway right now. And understanding this will help you make sense of why the timing has unfolded the way it has. As you move through your ordinary days, managing your responsibilities and handling your own challenges, something significant is happening across the invisible thread that connects you to this person. Life itself is shaping them. Their experiences are not accidental. They are being walked through exactly the lessons that will prepare them to honor you in a way you may never have experienced before. They are not going to choose you out of convenience or because you happen to be nearby. They are being formed through growth and real emotional development that is naturally leading them in your direction. Think of it like a sculptor working carefully on stone. Every difficult thing this person faces removes a layer that would have otherwise blocked them from truly seeing you. Every hard moment chips away at old fears and immature patterns and emotional walls that would have stood between you. At this point, they may not know your name. They may not even know you exist in the concrete sense. But on a deeper level, there is already something in them reaching toward you. A pull toward becoming better without fully knowing why. The universe is working on both of you with equal care and intention. And this preparation is not being rushed, because what is being built requires a real and solid foundation. This person is learning how to love without fear. They are developing genuine emotional awareness, patience, and depth. When they come into your life, they will not arrive broken or looking for someone to rescue them. They will come as someone who has done real inner work and who is ready to protect your heart, respect your space, and genuinely value what you bring. Part of their transformation involves a kind of awakening, an expansion of awareness that will allow them to recognize your worth the moment your paths cross. Where others fail to see your depth or your kindness, this person will see it immediately and clearly. Where others focused on your flaws or asked you to make yourself smaller, this person will look at those exact same qualities and recognize honesty and quiet strength. As part of this inner transformation, this person may currently be navigating some difficult seasons of their own. They may be walking away from a relationship that no longer reflects who they're becoming, closing chapters that once brought confusion or pain. Some may be in a period of deliberate solitude, using the quiet to look honestly at themselves and grow. All of this is clearing space within them so that when the moment arrives, they are genuinely emotionally available for you. They are unlearning patterns that once kept love feeling unsafe. They are healing wounds they've been carrying for years. They are beginning to understand that love is something sacred, not a game or an exchange. They may currently feel a strange emptiness that nothing around them seems to fill. That emptiness is real, and it exists because it belongs to you. They may feel restless without knowing the reason, sensing that someone important is moving toward them. They may dream of a presence they can't quite see, someone whose face remains unclear but whose energy brings a feeling of peace they haven't found anywhere else. This person does not love lightly. They are someone who has walked through emotional difficulty to arrive at a place where they can truly match your energy. Understanding this gives the waiting a different quality. You are not forgotten. You are not being overlooked. What is being prepared simply requires the time it takes to do it properly. If this person had come to you earlier, still carrying unresolved pain and unexamined fear, they would not have been able to offer you what you actually deserve. That is why patience has been necessary. When the moment comes, they will recognize you as the answer to questions they have been quietly carrying for a long time. They will look at you as living proof that the love they always sensed was possible actually exists. They will see past the surface and directly into the depth of who you are. This preparation is happening on both sides at the same time. As you continue learning to value yourself more honestly, to set real boundaries and trust your own worth, this person is learning how to love with maturity and genuine courage. Every step you take in your own healing moves both of you forward. Trust that nothing happening in your life right now is accidental. Every lesson, every loss, every quiet moment of reflection is contributing to something real. What you are moving toward is not a conventional relationship. It will not follow the usual patterns or meet the usual expectations. It will gently challenge the old ideas about love you've carried for years and invite real growth from both of you. This connection will feel familiar from the very beginning, as though you have known each other beyond the ordinary measure of time. It will not be built on control or emotional need. It will be built on mutual freedom and conscious, chosen devotion. When this person enters your life, the bond will carry a different feeling because it serves a purpose that goes beyond simple comfort or routine. It will lift both of you, expand your awareness, bring a kind of fulfillment that reaches far below the surface of everyday life. The devotion that is coming will show itself in the details of ordinary days. This person will look at you in a way that goes well past the surface. Their eyes will not stop at appearances. They will reach into the actual center of who you are, and they will find something there that they recognize as rare and worth protecting. When you speak, nothing you say will pass by unnoticed. Every word, every pause, every emotion behind your sentences will be received with genuine interest. Not out of obligation, but out of a real desire to understand your inner world, your fears, your memories, the things you dream about when no one is watching. You will not have to repeat yourself to feel heard. You will never need to fight for acknowledgement. Your presence alone will be enough to draw their full and sincere attention. This person will remember the small things, the quiet preferences, the subtle expressions, the details that most people miss entirely. They will hold those things carefully, as though each one is a small key that brings them closer to understanding what makes you happy. To them, learning who you truly are will feel like the most worthwhile journey they could take. And within this connection, the exhausting cycle of chasing someone's attention or fighting to feel important will simply disappear. You will not have to compete for space in their life. They will give you that place freely and willingly because they understand something deeply. Loving you is an honor, not a given. It is something they are genuinely grateful for, not something they assume or take for granted. You will never have to prove your value to them. You will never have to strain to be seen. In their eyes, you will not be one option among many. You will be the only answer that makes sense to the questions they have about love, purpose, and who they want to become. Their devotion will be strong, but it will never feel heavy or controlling. They will build their life in ways that allow your happiness to exist naturally within it. Not because they feel incomplete without you, but because they genuinely understand that showing up for you is part of something meaningful and purposeful in them. One of the clearest signs you are stepping into this kind of bond will be the way this person protects your name and your energy even when you're not in the room. They will speak about you with warmth and genuine respect. They will not allow others to misread you or treat you carelessly. Their admiration for you will be visible even when they aren't trying to show it. When they picture their future, you will already be inside it, not as a minor detail or a hopeful possibility, but as the central presence around which their long-term vision naturally takes shape. What makes this truly special is that this protection will never make you feel confined. Unlike unhealthy love, where care slowly becomes control, this person will instinctively understand how to hold you closely without limiting you. The relationship will feel open, like wide land rather than locked walls. You will both have room to grow, to explore, to become more of who you are, knowing there is always a grounded and safe place to come back to. This person will never try to reshape you or pressure you to abandon the parts of yourself that make you who you are. They will celebrate those parts. They will encourage what makes you distinctive, support your biggest ambitions, and genuinely respect your need for independence and for quiet. If there have been seasons in your life where you felt you had to dim yourself so that others felt comfortable, this connection will be the opposite of that experience. This person will want you to shine fully. Your growth will not threaten them. They will celebrate your success with real and uncomplicated joy. They will want to watch you expand in the exact directions your soul is naturally drawn toward. They understand that your becoming does not pull you away from the relationship. It feeds it. When you face difficult moments or seasons of self-doubt, they will be steady beside you. They will not try to rush your healing or fix you into something more convenient. Their patience will feel wide and deeply consistent because they trust who you are in the process of becoming. This connection also works as a mirror for both of you. Simply being fully yourself will inspire this person to rise into a better version of who they are, not because you're demanding it, but because seeing your honesty and depth will naturally awaken something in them. They will want to heal their own wounds. They will feel genuinely motivated to grow beyond their limitations, and that desire will come from wanting to be worthy of the love you offer, not from fear of losing you. Growth between you will not need to be pushed or forced. It will move naturally, steadily in both directions at once. The emotional closeness you share will go far beyond physical attraction. Although the physical pull will be real and undeniable, it will carry a rare quality that blends passion with genuine safety. Silence between you will feel comfortable rather than heavy. When you are vulnerable, you will be met with gentleness rather than judgment. You will feel free to be fully and completely yourself, knowing that your openness will be handled with real care. This kind of love is not being built from emptiness or from a place of lack. It is a love that sees and celebrates the wholeness you already carry within you. It will not try to complete you. It will honor what is already there. And what may surprise you most is that even before you have physically met, even before your eyes have found each other, a quiet connection between you already exists. There is an unseen channel that is already open between you, Through it, something is already flowing. Your lives have already begun touching each other in subtle ways that may have gone unnoticed until now. This is something that spiritual teachers and those who have understood the deeper nature of existence have spoken about for centuries. And now you are beginning to feel it as your own personal experience. There is an invisible thread connecting your heart to theirs. Distance does not weaken it. Circumstances cannot break it. Through this bond, feelings and energy and quiet knowing already travel between you. What is remarkable about this particular moment in your life is that this channel has fully opened. That is why you may have recently been experiencing feelings you couldn't explain, sensations that made you question yourself, emotions that seemed to arrive from nowhere. One of the strongest signs of this opening is a deep and specific kind of longing, not ordinary loneliness, something stranger and more layered than that, a sense of missing someone you haven't met yet, something that feels less like anticipation and more like remembering. Your soul is not confined by time the way your thinking mind is. At a deeper level, your soul already recognizes this person. It already carries the memory of a connection that was intended to happen, and as the meeting draws closer, your inner being begins to respond, reaching towards something it already knows is real. If you have ever found yourself staring into the distance with a feeling that something essential was missing, or if you have ever felt a sudden pull toward home, even while you were already at home, you have touched this feeling before. It is the awareness that somewhere in someone else's heart there is a place that belongs to you and is waiting. That inner sense of emptiness is not grief. It is space being prepared. Through this invisible connection, the emotional state of the other person sometimes travels to you. This may explain the unexplained mood shifts you've noticed, moments when an ordinary day is suddenly interrupted by a quiet wave of warmth or joy or unexplained peace. A smile that appears on your face without any obvious reason. These moments are not random. They often belong to the other person. They may be experiencing a moment of healing or tenderness in that same instant, and something of that reaches you. In the same way, if you suddenly feel a gentle sadness or restlessness that doesn't seem to belong to anything in your own life, it may be that they are navigating something difficult. Through this connection, you carry a small piece of that weight without realizing it. This silent communication is evidence that you are already working together, already connected, long before the physical meeting takes place. Dreams are often where this connection becomes most visible. When your conscious mind rests and the usual defenses soften, your spirit becomes free to move. In that state, it can reach the spirit of this person in ways that go beyond ordinary understanding. You may have had vivid dreams recently where someone deeply familiar was present, a presence that brought peace and safety and something that felt like unconditional love. The face may have been unclear. The details may have faded when you opened your eyes, but those experiences were not random images. They were real in the way that things that happen beneath the surface of visible life are real. In those dream encounters, something between you remembers each other. Something encourages patience and carries the quiet message that the waiting is almost finished. If you have woken from sleep with a sense of fullness in your chest, or with a feeling of peace you couldn't trace to anything, that is not nothing. Your emotional body remembered the feeling even when your mind couldn't hold the details. And that quiet sense of having been with someone real stays with you through the day like a gentle promise. Your physical body also responds to this approaching connection in ways that are easy to dismiss as coincidence if you're not paying attention. A sudden warmth in the center of your chest that comes and goes, chills or goosebumps that don't match the temperature of the room. A soft and inexplicable scent. Something floral or warm with no visible source. Your body is wise and deeply responsive. It already knows that this person is moving closer into your energetic space, and it registers that truth in physical sensations. These are not random. They are your body's way of acknowledging someone who is already touching your field even before you have stood in the same room. The universe also joins this quiet conversation through the language of signs and symbols. The repeating numbers you may have been noticing are part of this. Seeing the same sequences again and again is not your mind playing tricks. It is a consistent confirmation that you are aligned with your path and that the connection already active between you is moving in the right direction. Each time these numbers appear, it is a quiet signal that the process is alive and continuing to move forward. Songs that seem to answer a question you were silently holding. A line spoken by a stranger that lands directly on something you were thinking about. A single sentence from somewhere unexpected that feels as though it was placed there specifically for you. The world around you has begun cooperating in small and careful ways to remind you that this bond is real. If any of this feels familiar to you, if you have carried that particular longing for someone you haven't met yet, or if you have woken with the feeling that you were just with someone important and the feeling lingers into your morning, do not push that away. Don't label it as imagination. Don't talk yourself out of it. Allow yourself to receive it as something real, because it is. These signs and sensations tend to grow more frequent and more intense as the physical meeting draws closer. If you have noticed that things have been building recently, that the feelings are stronger or the signs more frequent, take that as confirmation that the distance between you is actively shrinking. There is one more thing worth knowing so you are not caught off guard. When something of this magnitude is approaching your life, the incoming energy can sometimes create temporary disorder in your current reality before it arrives. Things may feel like they are falling apart when they are actually being cleared. Old structures that no longer belong in the life you're stepping into begin to loosen and fall away. It can look and feel like disruption before it reveals itself as transformation, like a building coming down before something stronger and more beautiful is built in its place. First, there is dust, and then there is the new thing being revealed. The spiritual signs almost always arrive alongside this kind of clearing. The universe begins reorganizing your life, removing what no longer belongs, to make genuine space for what is genuinely coming.